Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope that you've had a good start to your week and that your weekend was good as well. Well, here in the UK, things are cooling down a little bit, but it's raining all the time now, so this is what our summers have turned into. It's just constant rain, and fans of tennis and Wimbledon will have seen that, well, not that I've been watching lots of it, but I've seen that they've always had the roof on the main court. I don't know whether they have it on two courts now, maybe the first court and the second court, or court 1 and court 2, whatever they may be called. But I suppose that is probably wrapping up by now. I mean, it's going to be the last week, so what, finals are Saturday and Sunday, so have to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, raining lots here in the UK, and just a typical summer. It seems like that's what happens nowadays. In the current age, it's raining during the summer, and there are occasional really warm days when they shouldn't be really warm. But anyway, hello to you guys in the live chat room. I can see you guys in there. And let's have a go at calling out some of the live stream attendees. I'm going to try and do it before it goes too quickly. Debbie, Julesy, Karen, Daisy, Deluge, Lara, B, Mats, Joy, Leslie, Suzanne. And it's gone through the top of the screen. Yeah, and I'll just pick out a few names at random. PM112's in the house as well. There's Chanter of the North, and Sid's in there. Tammy and Lara and Mykestra. Was that it? It's going through too quickly for me to read properly. But thank you guys for tuning in on what is a Tuesday night here in the UK. I don't know what the time is where you are. I'm sure we've got people tuning in from all over the place. But first of all, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. Everything that you see going on the channel is thanks to these lovely people at the bottom of the screen. So thank you guys for all of your support over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. If you want to get involved yourselves, then you can head over to that particular site, and you can join as free members as well. And you don't have to be subscribe to any tier or anything like that. So thank you guys for all of your support over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. So, right, let me get organized. We want the likes goal up on screen. We're aiming for 455 likes tonight, and I'm not sure whether this is the same as last week or not, or whether I've made it 5 more, because I'm having to try and remember now that we've got this offset between a Tuesday and a Saturday, because Saturday live streams, that's still on a record run. I think 515 or 520. We're up to something crazy on a Saturday, and we did get up to about 500 on a Tuesday, but then we missed, and when we miss, we then reset backwards, so it's gone back to 455. So we'll keep an eye on that, see where we end up with the likes, and let me bring on the likeometer, because I always forget to do that. So we can see that we have made quite a head start on that total so far, 269. So if you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. And Karen says, I think 455 was the likes goal last week. So yeah, I couldn't remember what it was, but there we go. We're 455, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to change this or not on the fly. Oh, I've just seen it. So tonight's likes goal will be there, 457.5. So let's see if we can get there. I just felt like being a little bit mischievous. We've never had a point something like. So yeah, that's going to be the new target, because it's not quite at 460. Halfway in between 455 and 460. Anyway, all we need is, a few thumbs up, actually quite a lot of thumbs up, in order to hit the target. And I'm not going to do any maths for tonight. I've just realised that trying to figure that out is way above my pay grade. So we will, unless we hit 300, if 3 more people can, 301, that means we're looking for 156.5 more likes. So there you go. There's the maths for you. Right. Now, the other thing is, I can see that there have been donations already, so thank you guys for those. And this is the point at which I say you don't have to donate, just watching is great. Hitting that thumbs up is even better. Leave a comment, introduce yourself into that live chat room. And if you do donate, if you can't resist, then I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. And there's a PayPal link in the description below. But yes, just watching is great and very much appreciated. And I'm just going to reference this first donation from Paul, because Paul donated $5. Thank you you for that, and says 389,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Time to have fun tonight and spike those likes. All y'all rock. So thank you for that, Paul. And did I change this? I did. We are now up to 389,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for not only watching the videos, hitting the thumbs up, but subscribing as well. And yeah, you'll have to hit that notification box or ticket in order to get notified for the videos and the live streams. Of course, we live stream on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night, so regular viewers will know that. Of course, 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time, that's when we go live. But let me now get rid of that. We'll keep on pushing forward as always, and things have been quite busy on the channel recently. I think the video on Sunday has had quite a lot of views, and that was me just checking out a few Glastonbury performances. But for that particular video, just a couple, which was Dua Lipa and Cyndi Lauper, that I was just, comparing those two. And yeah, I think quite a lot of people watched that video, which is great, and probably why things are quite busy at the moment. I think we've gone up by 1,000 subscribers since the last live stream. So again, that's just a couple of days, which is great. So things are busy, but I'll try to keep on top of it. When I say that things are busy, what I'm trying to do is free up an hour and a half, or maybe a little bit longer than that, depending on how long it takes. Tomorrow night, we have the Euros semi-final that England are in. They're playing against the Netherlands, and that's happening at 8 o'clock. So it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, which will be exactly when my video is set to release, but I'm going to try and record everything in advance and then set it to release. I haven't had a very good history of setting things to release in the past because I think once I think it's probably my fault that I set it to 8 AM. So yeah, just a random video release that obviously not a lot of people saw because it's just one of those scheduled things that didn't quite work out. So anyway, I'll set it to release at 8 PM. I think YouTube just gets used to when you release videos. I always tend to release them at 8 o'clock. So then if you miss one at that time, YouTube suddenly says, oh, you've missed a video, and therefore the algorithm is going to punish you. So yeah, it then doesn't kind of tell your subscribers that you've released a video. So yeah, I'll be releasing a video tomorrow night. I'm going to try and get myself organized after tonight's live stream, and then during the day tomorrow, and then hopefully watch the game in the evening. And fingers crossed, England will win. But I know that Spain are in the final, and Spain are really good. So I think if we get to the final, we're going to get beaten anyway, but that's just the way of it. Hopefully we can make it there in the first place. But anyway, yes, thank you, Paul, for that donation. And Orlando has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. And then, hey, Paul, with a wave. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Orlando donated again $5 and says, I am attending the Def Leppard / Journey Summer Tour concert in Orlando, Florida tomorrow. Super excited. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I saw Journey and Def Leppard were actually headlining when I went to Download Festival. I don't know how many years ago that was, but Whitesnake were playing as well. And a Slipknot were playing, but I mean that's a bit heavy for my tastes. But yeah, there were quite a few kind of classic 80s rock / metal bands playing, so it was great. And that was kind of all on the Sunday. So we're kind of moving. Actually, Journey and Def Leppard played on the same stage, so we didn't have to move very far for that. But Def Leppard were headlining on that particular festival on the Sunday. But thank you for that, Orlando. I'm sure that's going to be great. And Soaring Geek has donated $20. Thank you for that. It's a straight up donation, but it is the first super chat donation that they have made, so thank you for that. Vicky has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Vicky. The message is, hi Phil, thanks for looking at Joe Brown. It is hard for me as I know Joe has passed, but to me, in Oz and not in the UK anymore, to me he is still not there. So thank you for that, Vicky. And Paul has donated £5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, aloha guys, please visit my home too. Thanks you. So thank you for that, Paul. So we are going to be jumping over into the PayPal window as well, because there's been a few donations over there. But for tonight's live stream, of course, we have the vote going on for the cover video, and that's between... Ooh, The Boys Are Back in Town. That's the one that I can see. And Silence is Broken. Is that the other one? I think it might be. So anyway, yeah, have your vote on tonight's cover. It's going to be my version of those songs, either of those songs, of course. And I think we might have a troll corner tonight as well. I'm trying to make a note of a few comments that came through, have come through over the last few days since the last live stream. I can't remember if we had a troll corner on Saturday. We might have done, but I can't, think of anything off the top of my head that's been going particularly wrong on the channel. It's not something that I class as going wrong. You're always going to get trolls, but I had a few interesting ones recently, so we'll jump into that a little bit later on. We also have a picture corner that we'll be going into, so might be a bit of a busy live stream, so I have to keep organized with it, and we'll keep an eye on that likeometer to see if we get up to that target of 457.5 that we are aiming for tonight. So I'm going to jump over into the PayPal window because I want to make sure that I get to the first donation that happened after the last live stream. This was on Sunday from Roseanne for £5. So thank you for that, Roseanne. The message is, hi Phil, if you were to design a music-themed amusement park, what would it look like? Thanks. So thank you for that, Roseanne. And this is something that I haven't thought about ever in my life. If I was to design a theme park, I'd be torn between having rides, like Universal in Florida where you have roller coasters and all that kind of stuff, or a water park. I don't know, can you have both of those things together? I've never seen it, but maybe that's something that I can do. So we have roller coasters that are waterproof somehow, or you can have a roller coaster that goes to a particular point and then it launches you out of the seat into a massive swimming pool or something. So yeah, if there are probably laws against that you can't combine the two, but yeah, I'd do some kind of water park, theme park, roller coaster park thing. And yeah, I'd have some near vertical slides in there, and just all the things that I can remember from when I went to Florida, when I was a kid. So I'd try and get as many of those ideas together and maybe combine them with some kind of... I don't know why, but whenever I've seen a slide where at the end of it, it kind of, you can have an almost vertical slide, but then at the end of it, it's going to be like a ski jump. And then when you come out of the ski jump, I then want the pool to be quite far down. So it's like you're getting launched up into the air and you've got, I don't know, a couple of meters or maybe a few meters worth of drop after that. So you'd have to try and manufacture yourself into a particular shape, or like a diving shape, or feet first, so that you don't hurt yourself. Or where you go into the water, they could have like the bubbles that they make, when you break the surface of the water, so that if you do land on your back or on your stomach, it doesn't hurt because it's bubbling. So maybe I could have that. If I was just designing something and money wasn't a problem, I'd say, right, you're going into what would be like a massive jacuzzi, but where people land is where all the bubbles happen, so that you don't hurt yourself. And obviously it's going to be quite deep, so it's just breaking the surface of the water. So yeah, that would be one of the slides that you could go on, slide down it, and you get, I'd like you to get up to quite a speed so that you do actually get launched up into the air. So then the end of the slide isn't the end of the fun. It depends if you like that kind of thing. I suppose if you don't like it, then don't go on it. But I would quite enjoy that. For some reason, I always like jumping off diving boards from from our height. There was one place that we went to. I don't know how old I was actually, but it wasn't in Florida, but it was another place. I remember it had a diving board thing, and it had the different heights of it. So yeah, I quite enjoyed going to the top of that and just jumping off. And then obviously I wasn't diving, I was just jumping in and making sure that your feet hit first. and keep everything in, because even if your arm slaps the water at speed, it hurts. So yeah, I quite enjoyed all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, that would be my theme park, my water park. Yeah, that's what I'd probably go for. Thank you for that, Roseanne. And we had another donation. This is from Cindy, who has donated £30. So thank you for this, Cindy. And the message is, congrats, Phil, on the Glastonbury analysis getting so many views. I think it's a really important analysis to explain exactly what is going on when their artists say that they don't mime or that they do sing live. Well done. I hope some music critics watch your analysis because they seem to be clueless. So thank you for that, Cindy. And yeah, this is the thing about festivals and live music. I think a lot of people maybe don't realise that not every performance is the same, that some do rely heavily on backing tracks, and even somebody that is singing as part of the backing track and their vocal might even be below the vocal of the backing track, that's still classed as live. So they can say that I sing live, but what people don't say is I sing live, but my original vocal from the studio is louder than my voice that I'm providing live. Because obviously that's up for debate whether people then class that as live. If the main voice you can hear is on a recording, is on the studio, it is the studio vocal, then yeah, again, it's these opinions and people. Some people think that it's fine. Other people think that a live vocal should be the live vocal that you do hear rather than the one from the studio. And then at some points, if you want to, you can drop out of that. And it's reminded me of things that I've seen, and not that I'm gonna get into them, but yeah, once you start looking at shows in a different light, or at least looking out for things, obviously myself, I start to notice lots of things going on. And there's certainly been a lot of stuff around Taylor Swift and Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl saying that she didn't sing live and all this kind of stuff. And then other people said that she does sing live, but then she has to mime particular songs because the show is so long. It's like 3 hours. But then other people will say, well, why not make the show shorter and just sing it live rather than having to mime because the show's so long? And then other people will say, because that means the longer the show is, the more you can charge and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did see something earlier where, I don't know what it was, but it was just one of those shorts videos, and Taylor Swift was playing her guitar and singing, and then there's obviously something going on in the crowd, or like an emergency, or so, I don't know whether somebody had fainted or something, and Taylor Swift was trying to tell the security of where to look, but rather than stopping playing and just saying it's there, that's where the emergency is, she kept on playing and then tried to get her guitar around to point. And I thought, why wouldn't you just stop and point and let the security or the medical staff or whatever know where the person is, rather than trying to get, because the microphone was in the way of her guitar, so she had to kind of move it around and then point. And of course, me thinking in that situation, I would stop and say that's where the emergency is, and you just start the song again. And of course, to my mind, I think, well, why would you not stop playing unless the playing wasn't actually being played? And if you did stop, it would then show that you're not playing. So, but just to clarify, I haven't done an analysis on it. It's just something that I saw. And, as I've just said, that when I start watching performances now with a critical eye, especially in that kind of scenario where it is an important thing for potentially medical people to get to somebody who's having issues in the crowd, then yeah, just stop playing. Why would you? And the fact that the mic was in the way as well for her to point, but she couldn't take her hand off the guitar. So, but I know that she can play the guitar, so this is it, that maybe it's just on particular songs, and that some people that have said some is live, some isn't live. I don't know. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I haven't done any analysis videos on that or anything else, or her vocals, so I'd say that I don't know. The only thing that I have done an analysis on Taylor Swift is when she was doing the a tiny desk concert, I think it's called, that was fully live, and then the other show that she did where she was using what I now know as auto-tune live, and that's where people sent it to me and saying, oh, it sounds like there's something up with her voice. And yeah, so she was playing guitar, but well, I assume she was playing guitar, but she did have auto-tune on her vocals. And in that video I did say I thought it was pitch correction, but then somebody else emailed me and said the audio sounds exactly the same as that I recorded on my phone at the event, so therefore we know that it's if the sound was live, then it was auto-tune that's being used. So yeah, so those are the only things that I have analysed, so I can say that conclusively because I showed that on screen and did the vocal analysis of it. But as for everything else, yes, I haven't analysed it. It's just something that I noticed and thought, yeah, it's a little bit strange just to not stop altogether and just start the track again. So I say start the track, that implies that a track is recorded, or start the song again, start playing again from the beginning, do a count in, and off you go. But anyway, thank you for that, Cindy. Yeah, for the donation, but also yeah, I think a lot of people, even music critics, don't. And I know I've seen loads of channels and kind of reaction videos of people looking at a performance and they're saying, oh, it's great, I really like it. And they say lots of things, even vocal coaches analysing somebody's voice, and they don't mention that it's pitch corrected or that even it's auto-tuned in some cases. So I think just people don't realise that the depth of this rabbit hole, how deep it goes, and it seems to just be getting deeper day by day. But this is the point. I'll always keep you guys educated and point out exactly what's going on. But thank you for that, Cindy. And Janice has donated £100. So thank you for that, Janice, a very kind donation. But if it was a mistake, don't worry, we can sort it out afterwards. And there's a message with this. It says, Philip, do you have a favourite quote or saying? Mine is, do it unto others before they can do it unto you. Thanks. So thank you for that, Janice. And I don't think I've ever heard that expression. Yeah, to me that seems like it's one of those expressions that's a contradiction. I don't know whether it's supposed to be like that. So it means that if you're trying to do something to somebody else is doing it to you first. So it's that ever perpetuating circle, is that, yeah, if you try to do something, it's like I've given this analogy, and I don't know whether this is a negative saying or meant as a positive saying, but I've said this before, that if somebody wants to do something bad to somebody else, like say for example somebody has a gun and the next door neighbour thinks, oh, my next door neighbour's got a gun, so I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to shoot them before they shoot me. But then that means that the next door neighbour to them has a gun, because and that's what I mean, it's perpetual, it just keeps on going. Everybody's getting a gun, everybody's killing everybody until there's one person left, and then the human race ends, because you need two people for the human race. Well, I say that, you need a male and a female in order for the human race to continue. So yeah, that loop ends in disaster, the end of the human race. So yeah, but in terms of, anyway, a saying, I don't know, I can't really think of anything. The thing that in a professional sense that isn't really a quote or a saying, but I've always done, is don't think, do. Is that a saying? I've just said that, so I don't think it is. It doesn't sound very official. But just thinking about ideas of things to do. Don't think about lots of things to do. Just think about one thing and do it, and then see if that works. And if it doesn't, move on to the next thing and do that. And yeah, so that was it. Don't think, do. There you go. I'm not sure that's a saying, but thank you for that, Janice. And there's been another donation. This is from Nicole, and this is for £100 as well. So thank you for that, Nicole. Very kind donation. The message is, hello, Phil. Today I broke my piggy bank. And yes, that is certainly true. The piglet for this donation may be for you a few gourmet meals. Good week, Phil. You're great. Kiss, rock, always, and peace for all. So thank you for that, Nicole. And yes, a very kind donation there. Tammy donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congratulations on hitting 389,000 subscribers. Vera Milton asked me to let you and everyone know that she was bitten by a copperhead today and asks for thoughts, prayers, and good vibes to be sent her way. She seems to be okay and will let us know how she's doing later on. Thank you. So thank you for that, Tammy. And yeah, I hope everything works out for you, Vera, if you're watching the live stream. And I think a copperhead is a snake. It might be a snake, or at least it sounds like, yeah, the most likely thing to be bitten by is a snake, which could be quite serious. So yeah, hopefully that's okay. Here in the UK, we don't really get snakes. I saw a grass snake once. It's not very exciting, but when I was at school, at primary school, somebody came from a zoo and they had snakes there. So then you could kind of, hold the snakes and, stroke the snakes. But when I thought snakes would be really, I don't know, like slippery or greasy or something, but they weren't when you actually got to touch them. So yeah, I mean, snakes are those, some people have got a phobia of them. I'm not too bothered by them, but I think it's mostly because being from the UK, you know that any snake you see isn't going to be dangerous. Whereas if I was in a country where there were snakes that could actually bite you and kill you, then I think I'd probably be a lot more wary of them. So yeah, thank you for that, Tammy, and hope everything works out for you, Vera, and get treatment and all that kind of stuff. Debbie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 389,000 subscribers. You did a great job on the Glastonbury Festival analysis. Do you think it's a good idea to mix the live performers with the not so live performers at venues like this? You're amazing. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, mixing, this is, I guess, part of, or a reason for the problems that people have when they're watching live performances is you can go to a festival and one, like Cyndi Lauper, for example, can be singing live, the band can be playing live, like in that performance that we looked at, the drummer might miss a snare, and, Cyndi was having in-ear monitor issues as well. So all that kind of stuff happens with a live performance. But then when they leave the stage and the next band come on, that band can be not playing, and it can be a backing track. So of course they're not going to have any technical issues apart from the MP3 player not working. So yeah, as long as that works, they'll have no technical issues, and they might even have their vocal on the backing track as well. So yeah, this is the problem, that people don't really know what is live and what isn't live. So I think it would be great if people were made aware of what was actually a live performance and what wasn't, so that when they then, but the problem's going to be, and maybe it's a good problem to have, that would a band who are now coming on and the audience are told that they're not playing and they might not even be singing, what would the crowd think about that? Having just watched a live band and the live band have gone off, and then you're told, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage this band. And for reference, they're using a backing track, they're not playing live, and the vocals are pre-recorded. Yeah, would the crowd cheer? Or would they go, what? Why would you go up on stage and have the drums and the bass and the guitars all set up and not be playing them? Because that's unfortunately what's happening. And yeah, this I don't know what people would do, what the crowd would think about that. But especially like with a headline act, imagine if that was mentioned beforehand. So yeah, I'm working on something at the moment that I can't really mention anything about, but it's towards these ends of people knowing exactly what they're listening to, especially with live performances, because I think a lot of people pay money for tickets thinking they're getting one thing, and then when they find out that actually all of the instruments weren't required because they're all pretending to play and maybe even pretending to sing, they feel a little bit cheated out of their money that they've paid because they thought they were going to watch a live show. So yeah, it's all to do with that kind of thing. But like I said, I'll let you guys know on Patreon, and hopefully that's going to be this month. Maybe by the end of this month I'll be able to mention about that on Patreon and let you guys know what I'm up to. But yeah, sorting out lots of things all at the same time at the moment, so it's all very busy. But yeah, looking forward to letting you guys know what I've been up to. But thank you for that, Debbie. And Karen has donated £3.74. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 389,000 subscribers. Tomorrow is my birthday. Yet I'm glad to spend my pre-birthday here on the live stream. I'm just wondering, would the 5 like or the 0.5 like come from a centaur or some type of character? Thanks for all you do. Cheers, Karen. And yes, I don't know. I don't know how it's possible to give half a like. Maybe it can be someone, or maybe a ghost or something, so it isn't a full human like, it's a half entity like, or maybe an alien or something. Let's not get into aliens again. So thank you for that, Karen. I can see there have been other donations in the super chat window. Thank you for this. It's Orlando again who's donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, I must ask, is the minus sign in front of the likes goal number intentional? So no, it's just a dash, not a minus. So I think technically if it were to be minus 457.5, 457 likes, have we just hit the target? When I'm just seeing if that's some kind of mistake. So we have hit the target. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. That means, I mean, what's the time? It's like 20 to midnight. So yeah, we're a little bit early with hitting the target tonight. But that means we are going to be having a jam at the end of tonight's live stream. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. We can keep on doing that. I don't know where all of you people have come from, but thank you for hitting the thumbs up. It is much appreciated. You can hit the thumbs up if you're watching in the future on catch up. That really helps the live streams to get out there, but for the channel to grow on the whole. But yeah, we'll bust out the guitar. Have Phil Jam number 153, which is the correct number. So yes, thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. You can keep on doing that. It's much appreciated. So yeah, the minus I think would have to be right next to the 457.5, kind of like that, in order for it to be an actual official one. But yeah, so a dash just to say what we're aiming for. Thank you for that, Orlando. And Stephen has donated $49.99 in the super chat window. Thank you for that, Stephen. A very kind donation. And it's, well, this is Stephen's first super chat donation. So thank you for that. It's got a big number 1 there. But I'm trying to figure out what the pear person is doing. It looks like he's waving some flags around, but it also looks like he's the size of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Now, this is something, marshmallows, like my song that That's Metal, that my nephews call it marshmallow, but we don't have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man here in the UK. So when that was on Ghostbusters, I didn't really understand, or I guess people in the UK didn't really understand what that was all about. So when he was thinking of, when they say, think of, the form of your destructor or something, they say in Ghostbusters, and was it, who was it? It wasn't Venkman. Anyway, one of them thought of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And of course, in the UK, we don't know what that is. So, yeah, I'm sure that, it was something over in the UK, and that maybe everybody over in the USA, everyone in the UK didn't know what it was, but I'm sure everybody in the USA knew what it was. So, yeah, but it still is quite good. It's quite a good evil character. But anyway, this is what the pear person is reminding me of in that particular movie. Oh, and it's Dan Aykroyd. That's Rebecca who said that, even though I'm not sure that's... Yeah, she says, can't spell, laugh out loud. But, this is another thing that I would like to see, the most recent Ghostbusters movie. Because there was one, it's called Frozen Empire or something like that. I might have just made that up. But there's a new Ghostbusters movie. The one before that, I can't remember what that was called. I'm going to say Afterlife. But again, I could be making this up. My brain is just throwing out random words that may or may not be the title of the movies. But I will say, as a Ghostbusters fan myself, and the original Ghostbusters movie, the second one I think I watched once, but I didn't think it was very good, because here's the reason why. I started watching Ghostbusters 2, and in Ghostbusters 1, the whole storyline was that Sigourney Weaver, who was in Ghostbusters 1, she got taken over, and she was supposed to get together with the Keymaster, was it? And I don't know who that guy is, the actor, but he's been in lots of films, but he's great as the Keymaster. But anyway, so she gets together with him, and, they then turn into animals, or dogs, whatever, or at least they're encased within those. And I thought that the second movie, Sigourney Weaver's character, I can't remember the name off the top of my head of the character in Ghostbusters, but she then had a child in the second movie. And I assumed, this is because she got together with the Keymaster. So the baby is going to be like the second, or maybe the third coming of whatever happened in the first movie. So it's going to be really cool, because that's the reason it's all happened. But then I found out that, I was watching it, and it turns out that it was just a normal baby. And she had a relationship with somebody else, and that's why she, was pregnant. It's just a normal baby. So, yeah, for me, I didn't like the second one, because, the first time I saw it, I was probably too young I probably didn't even watch it. I just watched the first Ghostbusters movie. But then when I was older, I watched the second one, and I thought, why haven't they done it so that it does follow on, so that it makes sense that the baby is because of the first one and the Keymaster, and then that would make sense as to why there's some kind of, ghostly connection to that particular baby. So anyway, that was why. And there's that Vigo person who is in a painting or something, and then he comes alive, and I think and I know that obviously after the success of Ghostbusters, they made lots of money and they made a sequel, but maybe they just made it too quickly, because I'd like to think somebody said, hang on, what can we do from the first movie in the second one? What's a reasonable follow-on? And then, I just don't understand why. When they said, what about Sigourney Weaver's character has a baby? I can't believe somebody didn't say, and it can be because of the Keymaster and that first thing. And then, because then you've got the storyline evolves and it all makes sense. And then maybe it would turn into a totally different movie that I probably would have liked more. So anyway, and then we had the Ghostbusters with the female cast. And I wasn't a big fan of that one. It's too much comedy. And I think the first movie just hit that balance of it being comedy in places, but it was still a great movie. It was really well acted, and storyline was great. It was light-hearted, but still, had that serious side to it, so that's great. Whereas the female cast one, for me, it didn't have the serious side to it. It's just all a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and lots of joking around and stuff. And that Chris Hemsworth guy, who's then the secretary or something. I don't know what he was, but again, he was supposed to be kind of really, not very mentally switched on or something. And again, you could say in the first movie, the secretary that was there, she wasn't like that. It wasn't like playing on somebody's stupidity. So yeah, I didn't really like that movie. But then the last movie that I saw and the one that I haven't seen yet, they've gone back to more what I'd class as the original kind of feel of it being serious but still having light-hearted moments. So anyway, there we go. Enough Ghostbusters talk for tonight. But yeah, I am a fan of the original movie, and the most recent ones, the last one and the second one that I haven't seen, seem to be getting back to what it used to be all about. So yeah, thank you for that. Oh, that all started with this pear person walking around, and yeah, reminded me of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Liz says, Phil, for Hollywood script writers. So thank you for that, Liz. And I guess this is the problem that I've got with watching movies is, I don't know, through my younger years, I've watched a lot of movies. So it means that more often than not, I know what the storyline is before you get to the end. Because, I'll be watching something and I think, oh, does this mean that this person actually, for example, is the murderer, but because they've got memory loss, they can't remember, and they're trying to piece together, the whole movie is like them piecing together their investigations that they did years ago, but they've got a memory loss, so they can't remember the investigation. And that was something that I saw where I predicted the end. I thought, this seems like it's going to be the person who was the murderer, and then they find out that, oh, it was me. So yeah, but I think that's just from watching loads of movies. You just suss them out quite early. So yeah, it's rare that there's a movie that I watch that I think, oh, I didn't see that coming at all. But yeah, certainly with sequels, you can tell when they just jump on that money train because they know that people are going to buy tickets to watch it. And really good sequel for me is Aliens, the sequel to Alien, because that was a sequel that was just as good, if not. I mean, how regularly does that happen, that you watch a sequel and you think that was as credible as the first movie, or it kept the same feel and was just the same, all the production was the same kind of quality, the storyline was a strong storyline, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's so rare to get a sequel that is something that stands up to that original. And yeah, for me, the second Ghostbusters movie didn't quite do that, but only, I guess, because of my own mind. And I thought, well, they should have done that. Why did they do this? So anyway, but with Aliens, for example, I thought that was something that made sense to me, and I thought, yes, that is a good continuation of the story, and it makes sense. So anyway, let me get rid of this ad. And I can see, who was that? It went through too quickly. Julesy says, is that Titanic 2 thing a joke? Titanic 2, obviously it was a lower budget movie, but that was an official thing. That I watched a bit of it because I couldn't believe that my eyes were reading Titanic 2, because I thought it had to be a comedy, but, like the airplane movies. But it was a real movie, Titanic 2, and the whole point of the movie is it's the anniversary, I don't know how many, maybe 100-year anniversary of the Titanic sinking. So they make another Titanic to do the same journey in remembrance of it. And guess what happens? I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I won't mention it. You'll have to watch it to see what happens in Titanic 2. But you won't believe it because the odds are just astronomical to try and predict what's going to happen. So yeah, Titanic 2 is an actual thing, and it's not a comedy. So yeah, I was going to say check it out if you get a chance, but probably don't. But anyway, let's move on swiftly from that particular movie. Go and watch it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So, right. 10 to midnight here. So let's jump into tonight's cover video. And yeah, you can keep on hitting that thumbs up. If you can do that, would be great. We're almost at 500, which would be amazing. Closing in on, close to a Saturday night live stream. But anyway, we will be jumping into The Boys Are Back in Town by the looks of things. I'll just wait to have that confirmed in the poll. And yes, indeed, it is. The boys are back in town, so we'll jump into that. Then we have Troll Corner, Picture Corner, and then a jam at the end of tonight's live stream, which is over here somewhere. Almost 7 minutes in length, so we'll have time to fit everything in, which is good. Right, let's jump into this. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock! And there we have it. That was my version of The Boys Are Back in Town. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon, and you guys for voting for it tonight. So let's jump into, I think, probably Picture Corner first, and then we'll get into Troll Corner very quickly, and then we'll have the Phil Jam. So let's get the elevator music going, and see who we have in Picture Corner tonight. So, first of all, we have Selena, I believe, and here she is, relatively centralized, which is always good. And let me just move over to the message over on Facebook. It says, Selena just said, added to my collection. So the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. Thank you for that, Selena. And we have another picture, and this has been sent in from Karen. So thank you for this, Karen. And we have, it's a little bit small for me to read, but it looks like we have my name with philosophical, intelligent, lover of music, hair, talk, check, entertaining, nailing it, loved by his followers, educational, youthful, and there we have it. And thank you for putting that together, Karen, and thank you as well to Laura for linking me to these pictures and sending them my way. That is Picture Corner for tonight. And by the way, guys, if you are a Facebook user and you want to get involved over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters page, then you can do. There's that group page over there where a lot of the people in the live stream hang out between live streams. I should say in the live chat room. A lot of those people that you can see going through the screen hang out over on that page between the live streams, so you can get involved over there if you want to. And mentioning Selena's t-shirt, if you guys want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then you can do. There's a tray underneath this video, and if you don't have a tray underneath this video, then there's a link in the description below for the spring.com store. If you've got the tray, just click on any item that you see there and it'll take you through to the store. But yeah, you can get t-shirts, bucket hats, caps, glasses, as in a glass to drink out of, not glasses to wear. And tumblers as well. Keep your drinks hot and cold. So head over there and you can get your hands on anything you so desire. Right. We have had another donation. This is Totoro Porco, who has donated $6.99. Thank you for that. The message is, you laid down a really great rhythm track on the cover. So thank you for that, Totoro Porco. And thank you for the kind words. That's one of those songs that is fun to play. A lot of changes though. So this is it. It's just a case of getting used to those changes. And it's very much offbeat with the emphasis. So you've got to make those changes and get into the groove of it. But yeah, very one of those songs that's nice to play on the guitar, because of the rhythm. It is interesting and it's got a definite groove to it that you have to kind of lock into. So thank you for that, Totoro Porco. Right, we are going to be now jumping into Troll Corner as well. We've got 15 minutes left, so that'll leave enough time. 7 minutes for Troll Corner will be more than long enough. Let's jump into there and see what's going on. So I'm going to be looking at my phone for this because I didn't make a note of these. And this first one was, I think probably 90% of troll comments are people who haven't actually watched my video, and they're pointing out something that I probably say in the video. And when I say that, they're not saying, oh, I can't believe you said this. They'll be saying something that I actually say, so they're actually agreeing with me what I'm saying in the video. But anyway, this says, dude, in capital letters. Don Henley did not originally sang, I'm reading this as it is written, did not originally sang Desperado. Glenn Frey did, and he spelt both Glenn and Frey incorrectly. Don very likely sang it only a few times after Glenn's death. Have a little respect. You're standing on the shoulders of giants. So I replied to that, just saying that at no point in the video did I ever say that Don Henley sang Desperado, the original. So first of all, I don't say that in the video, so I don't know where he's got that from, and I corrected him on the spelling of Glenn's name. But yeah, it's that kind of thing that I don't know what they're talking about. And saying about have a little respect, you could, not that I would, but you could turn that around and say, well, at least learn to spell his name correctly. That's the most basic level of respect that you should have if you have respect for an artist, is knowing their name. So yeah, that's a bit of a contradiction in a troll comment, but anyway, that's what it was. Yeah, somebody saying something that I know beyond all doubt that I didn't say anything of the sort in the video. Yeah, I've never said that Don Henley sang Desperado originally. Anyway, let's go to this next troll comment, and this is a good one, because this person, I said in a movie, in a movie? No, I said in a video that when I was younger, my parents used to play this song, and it was Love Affair. So, Everlasting Love. So Love Affair, the band, Everlasting Love. My parents used to play that when I was a kid. So when I made the video, not the movie, when I made my video, my analysis video, I say that this is a song from my childhood because my parents used to play this all the time. This person said, "This man lies from the start. This song is from 1967. That makes him 57 years old, assuming he can recognise a song from birth. How many original artists will this man sponge off? No talent, so turns to social media to cringe attention." So, there you go. And I gave him a link to my website and my bio and my all the things on there, people saying things about my music. And if he'd watched any other videos, he'll know that with the whole copyright claim thing, when you suddenly show somebody's copyright material, you don't get any money for that. The ad revenue is taken by the copyright owners. So again, he's kind of wrong on that count. But thinking that I'm saying that this is literally a song from my childhood in 1967 was it released? Yeah, I think I'm probably older than people think, but I'm not quite that old. I'm not quite into my 50s yet. So yeah, I thought that was quite funny because he's telling everybody in the comment section about this, the fact that I'm obviously lying. But yeah, there you go. There's another troll comment. And the last one for tonight, we have... this is actually a recent one on the Glastonbury video that I made, or movie. This one says, "Too much time on your hands, mate. Maybe you should have just gone to the gig." And I don't really understand. I don't understand what that means. The whole reason that I didn't go to the gig, and I do say that I didn't have time to watch any of Glastonbury because I've been too busy, but I made a point just to watch a few performances, and the few that I watched, I mentioned in that video, Cyndi Lauper. And when I say the performances, I didn't watch a whole set. I just saw, I think, 2 songs, and the Dua Lipa song. I might have seen 2 of her songs, and it's not like I kind of had hours to sit down and watch it. So saying too much time on your hands, the whole reason that I said that I didn't watch Glastonbury, I didn't have time on my hands, and then maybe you should have just gone to the gig. But the whole point of me doing the analysis video, if I'm going to the gig, I would want to know what I'm listening to, and at the moment there's no way of knowing that. There's no way that you can know what you're listening to when you go to a live show, which is a shame. It sounds crazy to say that, but it is a huge shame. As I said, I'm working on something behind the scenes that will hopefully make that a little bit more obvious in the future as to what you are actually watching or listening to. But yeah, that's that comment. I didn't really understand that one, but it made it into Troll Corner. So there we have it. That is Troll Corner for tonight. Let's get out of here. And off he goes with his little bye-bye. Right, let's quickly jump into the PayPal window. There's been another donation in there from Janice for £10 and 10 pence. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Philip. That quote was supposed to be, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay, so it's like, treat others as you would like to be treated yourself, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this is why I didn't understand that first one, because it's it almost sounded like do something to them before they get a chance to do it to you. So it sounded a little bit of a negative one. But yes, I understand that one, and yeah, that's I think a good approach for life in general. My life approach with anything ever is always that as a human, you shouldn't put any demands on any other human. And that's it. Yeah, and then you've got a level playing field. And then that goes for everything. So if you're making a demand of somebody, then you shouldn't be making that demand, because everybody's equal. So yeah, that goes for, when some people say, right, you have to call me this, or this is how you must refer to me as this. You say, well, you're demanding something of me, whereas I'm not demanding anything of you. So let's just not demand anything of each other, and and then everything's fine in life. If you just live like that, and I guess it is, treat others as you'd like to be treated yourself. That's it. We're all equal in this world, and if we're never making demands of other people and making other people feel uncomfortable because of those demands that you're placing on them, then that can only be a good thing. It means that we all get to live our own lives independently, everybody's fine, and we'll all get on. And yeah, it goes for everything in the world, because basically any kind of demand, as soon as you make a demand and the other person says no, that's where conflict happens. So if you remove the demand in the first place, then yeah, it removes all the problems that come afterwards. So yeah, thank you for that, Janice, for clearing that up. And Tracy's donated £5.24. Thank you for that, Tracy. The message is, what computer software do you recommend for home recording, and what's the best way to learn how to use it? So thank you for that, Tracy. And I guess, well, the thing is, I use Logic Pro 10, and in order to learn to use that, I just watched on YouTube tutorial videos, but I started out on Cubase SX, which was actually on my PC rather than a Mac that I've got now. But back in the day, because that's before the internet that I was working at all that, so I used to read up on it as much as I could, and had a Cubase SX book that's about this thick about mixing and mastering and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd say now just watching YouTube videos, that's the best way to learn about production at home. But yeah, you've got, I say Logic Pro 10 is obviously quite involved, so it might take a little while to get used to it. But GarageBand is another one that I haven't used a lot myself, but I think it's a similar kind of thing, that maybe if you use GarageBand, and then you might be able to apply some of that knowledge to Logic Pro 10. So yeah, best way to learn how to use it, just watch videos. Yeah, rather than reading. I mean, I used to get books because there wasn't the internet, whereas I learn better from watching and listening rather than reading. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Logic Pro 10 is great, but that's on a Mac. So yeah, as for on PC, I don't know, because I'm so used to using a Mac for recording now. Thank you for that, Tracy. And Lisa W has donated £5. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, great show tonight. Love the Ghostbusters talk. So, right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's Phil Jam. Mic on. And guitar. Check. And right. Okay, right, this is on, which is good. Let me grab that, turn that down, zoom out, zoomed out, mic on, click button. Right, I see Joe said gem, but this happened last time. I've grabbed
pet food.
Oh, let me mute the advert. I've grabbed the strap because it's plugged in from last time. So, right, this is Epic. Oh, hang on, let me stop this. Epic guitar backing track in E minor, in brackets, build / progressive, end bracket, And this is from Sound End Backing Tracks. And that's Sound End, all one word. Sound and end, but all one word. So yeah, that's the channel on YouTube. We are going to be attempting to do this if I can actually hear anything that's going on. Okay, right, I can hear something. Oh, I can hear piano. I wasn't expecting piano. Like, you know, because the gem would be like hard rock, maybe a bit heavier. Let's jump into this, see what happens. Hang on, what's going on here? Can you hear this? Advert is about to start. Quick! I got it! Right. Okay, that's a bit off-putting. this is. Gotta end at some point. Waiting for it. And, oh, where's my little arrow gone? Stop! Yeah, that was the end of the Phil Jam, the end of the track. So we made it to the end. I don't know why. I was caught in a bit of a, I don't know, a time warp there, because it felt like it was going to end. I thought I was going to end now. It's going to end now. But yeah, it's almost 7 minutes. So maybe I was thinking it was going to end after 4 minutes. I kind of had the wrong time in my head. But anyway, there we go. That was it. A bit of a mellow kind of jam for tonight. Not a lot of craziness going on. But that was just the mood of the backing track. So thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we have a Phil Jam for tonight. And for getting us to the target of 457.5 likes for tonight. So we are going to be calling things to a close now. There was another donation from Orlando for $5, so thank you for that. Orlando, and the message was, this is great. My mum is calling me to the dinner table. I will watch the Phil Jam entirely on catch-up. Rock. So thank you for that. Right. We are going to be calling things to a close now. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, if I can figure it all out and get it released at 8 o'clock. And we're going to be live streaming on Saturday night, as always, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you guys can join me then, that would be great, because we're going to be aiming for a new record on Saturday. So we will see. And if we get as many likes as we've got tonight, we will get a new record on Saturday. So if you guys can tune in on Saturday, that would be great. So hopefully I'll see you there. Right, all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!